Thanks for sharing, James. Awesome tune, beautifully played. Like Debbie said, seeing you looking up and even closing your eyes, you know the song well, and the clarity in each note really shone through with the bowing technique you're using, and it seems to be working well. So great on that. Couple suggestions. The rhythm section in part A, there's a small section there where it goes slower. And leading into that, I noticed you had slowed down, and then coming out of that slow section, it sped up. Otherwise, the rhythm you were doing through the song was awesome. Like it can be certain parts of this song can be difficult to really master, and a lot of it you've got. So this one section, leading into the slow part, that would be like as written. And as I could see, as you put the emphasis into that section, the transition in and out of it was affected, and there's a way to continue putting that integration of improvisation into a song and your own way of it, while still maintaining that four beats in a bar and that main beat. So here would be like an example of where I might draw a note out and then compensate with it by shortening another note, and it is pretty subtle. But here's an example. So I'm still finding that internal like main beat, and then swaying a little bit around it from how it's written, and that can be a fun thing to explore. And the key signature and note sequences of this song can also be pretty tricky. One thing I've learnt over time, and it can be a tendency, is like a low first, and then like natural second and third. Those can be a stretch, and then that four, like a tight flat four coming close to the third. That can be an interesting stretch to make. Stretch and contraction, like all in one, multiple different things going on with your hand there. And finding spots in the tune, like say third bar, and finding those three notes, and I've held them all each down as I played them, and now I'm just gonna hold them for a little while and just get acquainted with how that feels, and how can I, relax into that position. And I would maybe also come into bringing a tuner out, and just even targeting one note at a time, and just seeing how am I creating that sound with that sequence, because it's adding a different challenge, right? Needing to stretch our hand and contract it in different ways like that, and it can be difficult to maintain the pitch in that way. So keep up the good work of working on this tune, and ultimately small steps in directions to support you, like using a tuner sometimes, short periods of time with it, just to see where you're at with the sound and the hand position, and a drone, putting that on, finding, say, like there's B flat drone is a good one, also like an F natural drone, and even any of the third finger ones, because that can be tricky to find that third finger from being out of our first position when we're coming back down to what's half position with that low first. So lots of little things that we can dive into with this song and just really master the way that it's presenting itself, and poses some really awesome challenges. And last but not least, I really loved how the collaboration was there with the bird that you're with, and it sounded awesome, and it was an awesome element to bring together. Take care.